Guess what's for dinner?
Fish.
Chicken. Now, some of you guys might wonder, wait, aren't you a fisherman?
Yeah,
And didn't you go fishing today? So didn't you catch a fish? Well, I'm about to answer that right now.
It's the intro, y'all. It's the fishing intro. Now you gotta hook them. Now you celebrate, cause you caught a fish. Now you fish again. Alright, you guys, I'm out here in Half Moon Bay, and before I go down to the surf, I'm just scanning the area just to see where the rip ties are, because recently I've learned how to read rip ties, and before I go down to the surf, I'm just spotting where the areas are. I'm still learning, so I still got more practice to do before I would consider myself experienced. But rip ties is where you want to fish, because behind it is a pool, and that's where the fish are. And now I'm just going down on these rocks, these gigantic rocks. That's why I have so much leg muscles from hiking up and down these rocks. So if you guys ever decide to go out and do stuff like this, be careful and be safe. Know your limits and don't push it too much, because if you fall, you twist an ankle and bust your kneecap, and that'd be a very bad day for you. Now I'm just heading to the area. Somebody left their onion. Yeah, I'm just walking over to the area that I seen from the top. And here I'm showing you that I'm using the high-low rig with the 2-ounce pyramid weight and shrimps. And I'm just gonna cast it and let it sit on the sand. And here I'm using the drop shot rig with the 2-ounce torpedo, and about 1.5 feet above that is my swim bait. I'm just gonna cast this out into the area that I believe is the rip tie, and I'm just gonna let it sit there. And I'm going for stripers, hopefully to land a striper with that. I don't have a fishing rod holder, so I'm just digging a hole in the ground, and it didn't work very well, because once the wave hit it, it slowly fell down. And now with this, I'm just going to scan the beach. I'm just going to try a few spots, a few casts, and move on to further down the beach, and keep doing it until I cover a big area of the beach. But I did this for about 1.5 hours, and nothing, no luck at all, not even a single bite. I recently seen a video, and one of the guys said, you know what, if you fish for a spot for a while and you don't get anything, move on, move to another spot. So I fished here for 1.5 hours.
That is clearly a rip current.
And right here, to me, it was clear that that was a rip tie, because all the waves were coming in and they were going out the same way. It came in, you can see the bubbles come in, and then the bubbles come together and go out the same way, and that's usually the rip tie, and that's where you want to cast, because behind it is a deeper pool, and that's where the fish will be waiting. Alright, you guys, so I changed location. I'm over here now at Pillar Point, and I'm at, I believe, the South Getty. So I'm gonna walk down it a little bit and find a nice little spot and fish here for the rest of the day. Rockfish on the left, halibut on the right. Yeah, it was a really good day.
All right.
Nice blue sky, and
straight out, maybe
a little breezy, but not too bad.
Maybe like 10 feet.
And right here, I'm
Not
just
too
casting
far.
out probably about 10 feet, not too far from the rocks, because that's where the rockfish tend to be around.
Alright, now
Hence
I'm
the
just
name
gonna let that
rockfish.
sit. Find a nice little hole.
Man,
to
watching
put
this
in.
video
Like right
again
here.
brings back
Perfect.
all of the memory and all of the the frustration and disappointment, it hurts to watch it. I kept having trouble with my swim bait. Every time I reeled it back in, it was out of place, and so that's because I try to put the hook too far in the back tail end of the lure, and because of that, it kept coming off. So now I'm just moving it forward a little bit. All right, it's a little short. I know you want it a little bit further back, the hook. I'm gonna go ahead and try like this. And this, I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to go for halibut, maybe even a striper, just casting and reeling. And that was a bite for sure. For sure that was a bite. At first I thought maybe I crossed my own line, but as soon as I got the lure out the water, I realized I was nowhere near my other line. And so that's when I went back to go check on the fishing pole, just in case, just to see if there was anything on it. And sure enough, there was a fish on, and as soon as I set the hook and I started reeling, it got stuck. And so I'm pretty sure the fish swam in between some rocks, so I thought I'd just wait. And then when I gave it another pull, it came off, and that's when I reeled it in and landed a rockfish. This was the highlight of the day, and this felt good, but downhill from here.
Oh man,
I'm just so relieved right now.
A rockfish. Oh my goodness, I finally got one.
I was extremely happy, but mostly relieved, because I've been skunked for like 8 fishing trips in a row, and so it just felt so relieved
I've been waiting for
to finally catch a fish.
Time, man. Very, very long time. Finally caught one.
And this hurts watching this video.
He just broke my skunk streak.
Yeah,
I've been on a losing streak for a long time. Jeez, I'm so happy to see him. I'm so happy to see him.
I was so discouraged from having such a long losing streak.
It's been like over a week.
And so I was so relieved to finally like land a fish.
So I'm just really happy to see
it was just a relieving feeling.
He's a keeper for sure.
But that's what makes this video even more
I'm probably gonna have dinner tonight.
Sad.
For sure. On the beach, somewhere nice, somewhere romantic.
I should have just went home.
Back in the water.
I should have just got my fish, packed up the stuff, went home, and went to bed.
A couple more.
I should have just called it a day. Go home.
Yay.
Get your stuff right now and go home. Damn.
Okay. So, what I heard is, don't put this through the gill. Put it through the bottom of the mouth.
Yeah, you want to put the stringer through the bottom of the mouth and out the mouth.
You don't really.
You don't want to put it through the gills because the rope will rub up against the gill and eventually the fish will die. So right now I threw it on the stringer and I'm about to throw it out into the rocks or into the water, which was the biggest mistake of the day.
In the water.
Because I wanted to keep the fish alive so that I can keep fishing.
Just keep them in the water.
But as soon as I threw it into the water, the current pushed it back into the rocks, and then the fish lodged itself in between the rocks, and that was the last time I seen the fish. See, I'm blaming it on the water, but in reality, it was my fault. I learned 2 lessons that day. Don't throw anything into the current, because the current will push it back towards you. And then don't throw anything near a bunch of rocks like this so that the fish can swim into and hide. See, as soon as I tossed the fish in the water, the current pushed the fish into the rocks, and that was it. That was the last time. See, I didn't learn from my other mistake in San Francisco, because I spent all that time getting bait fish and putting it in my bucket, and then as soon as I threw the bucket down the pier against the current, my bucket got stuck in between the woods of the pier. And again, I'm making the same mistake, but I promise you this is the last time I make that mistake. See, right now my fish is stuck and I can't get it out. It's stuck. And now I'm just I'm just very like angry and frustrated, and I'm like, why does this keep happening? Why does something go wrong all the time? And I'm like, why can't I just fish and make a video? See, my shoes just got wet, but then I'm like, you know what? My shoes are already wet. I don't care. I want to get my fish. Oh man, I was so frustrated. I was like, what the hell? Why did this keep happening? Now I'm going into the water because I don't care at this point, and I'm like, I'm getting my fish. I'm getting my fish. And I believe this is where I lost my phone. That's why I'm doing this voiceover. Usually I record the audio on my phone. But as I was trying to go find the fish and pull the fish out the water, my phone fell off my clip, and I lost the fish, and I lost my phone, and I was just devastated. And I'm like, this is the worst case of bad luck ever. This one hurts because I've been on a losing streak for 8 fishing trips in a row in San Francisco, Half Moon Bay, Santa Cruz, everywhere I went. Finally land a fish, and this is what happens. This sucks. It really sucks. I'm soaked up to my chest, and it's freezing.
As soon as I threw it in the water, the wave came and pushed it and launched it in between some rocks.
See, I'm trying to blame it on the waves, but nah.
And I kept pulling.
It was my own fault.
And it ripped through its mouth. And then I tried to reach down to find it. And my phone fell in.
See, I'm trying my best to keep my composure together for the camera, but on the inside, I'm so pissed.
I'm done. I'm going home.
Yeah, that was it, man. I was so frustrated. I felt like leaving everything and just walking 50 miles, walking back home. I was so angry. This was the low point right here. Because I'm like, I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe I just did that. Again. Yeah. Yeah, this was the walk of shame right here. I'm just speechless. Well, thanks for watching, you guys. Peace!